In this video, I'll break down the most important movement in calisthenics, the push-up. There are so many push-up variations out there, yet there's only one, which is my personal favorite. When done correctly, is the king of all push-ups for calisthenics. It is the best way to progress fast and gain adaptive strength and mind-muscle connection for future movements. I'll call it the calisthenics push-up. Without further ado, I'll first break down the correct form from my personal experience and through coaching. I know that there are some aspects of it that may be difficult for beginners to understand, so I'll provide you with alternative explanations. Let me break it down for you first. The most important aspect of this push-up is the full scapular protraction throughout the whole movement. This means that you have to spread your shoulder blades apart and make your shoulders go forward. To help you understand this, I'll present a few different ways which helped others understand it. Get into a straight arm plank position and push as far as you can with your arms straight. When you think you can't anymore, push some more until your shoulders can't move forward anymore. An indicator of it is when you're doing it correctly, you will have a natural curve in your upper back. A visual cue that might help you is imagine you're trying to make your shoulders go around your body to the front, and imagine trying to make them touch each other. You can also lay down on the floor and reach up with your straight arms, so far that your upper back rounds. While doing this, you'll notice that your upper back will get off the floor. Also, you'll feel your abs tightening, which is important as this is the core activation you are looking for, unlike the plank, which you hold a lot of your weight with your feet. After you understand the full protraction, you want to understand the scapular depression. To get a sense of how this feels, stand vertically with your arms straight and try to reach as low as possible with your shoulders. This will make your shoulders move away from your ears. And now if you sort of understand this movement, try to do the same thing with hands reaching forwards. And now depress your shoulders so that your shoulders go away from your ears towards your feet. Throughout the whole movement, you want to keep the scapula in the same position, meaning that all you're really doing is just bending your arms while trying to hold this protraction and depression as much as possible. Now, since the regular push-up is done in a plank position, it doesn't really target your core that much. Most people can hold a plank for much longer than the duration of a set of push-ups. And the activation of the core in those differ from what you need in your future calisthenics skills. The tight core is, as I mentioned previously, actually caused by the heavy protraction, which sort of drags your core up into position rather than holding your weight by your legs. In other words, if you protract enough, your core will naturally tighten. Ideally, you should be holding as little weight as possible on your feet during a push-up. Here is how you get into this position. First, relax your hips and point your toes to minimize support from your legs. Keep your legs entirely straight by squeezing your quads. Now protract the shoulders. When you protract them entirely, you will see that your abs activate without any help from your toes or your hips. This will also force you into a posterior pelvic tilt, meaning your pelvis is rounded forwards, which will put further stress on your abs. A good way to help you understand this is put your feet further away, relax your body, get into a full protraction with the rest of your body relaxed, and see how your body falls into place just by protracting your shoulders. That's why understanding the protraction is so important. In calisthenics, this top position is called the planche lean. Over time, you will be trying to lean more and more forwards, and thus increasing the difficulty of the push-up. Well, to summarize, first you want a full protraction and depression. 2, point your toes. 3, tight legs. Posterior pelvic tilt. And lastly, hands and elbows close to the body. Again, the forms look something like this. The way you want to progress with this push-up is by placing your hands closer and closer to the waistline over time, while keeping this exact form. Make sure it is perfect from the beginning and spend more time understanding this shoulder position. Beginners should do this on an elevated surface, as it will massively help with understanding the form. Do not put reps and ego over form. Once you start implementing further and further leans by placing your hands closer to the waistline, you will want to twist your hands 45 degrees so that the thumbs are facing forwards, and so you can point your biceps forwards. Once your hands reach the waistline, at the bottom you'll have the bottom of a 90-degree push-up, or some people call it bent arm planche. And on the top of the movement, you have the planche lean. Once your lean is strong enough, it will become a full planche, and the whole movement, once you're strong enough, will become a full planche push-up. Because these movements are mechanically identical. That's why this push-up variation is so important. You will unlock important skills without doing useless progressions for them because of this exact push-up. I can't stress enough how amazing this was for my progress. And if you're planning to start calisthenics skill training and have been doing useless progressions like the archer push-up or diamond push-ups, stop and do this. Track your progress by the distance of your hands from your waistline. Move up a progression every time you can do 8, preferably 10, clean repetitions. If you want to know how I progressed and scheduled my workouts, check out the other video where I explain the way I progressed in calisthenics. This is the only horizontal push I did in the beginning, and is still the only horizontal push movement I do to this day. This push-up is the key to building strength for any horizontal push skill in calisthenics, and also an amazing core exercise. If you get the protraction right, you will not need any additional abs exercises. I've been doing these push-ups since the beginning. My push days consist of only the calisthenics push-up from the waistline and handstand push-ups. Please know that understanding the muscle activation in this movement can be complicated and time-consuming, but with practice, you will build mind-muscle connection and get a hang of it. It is definitely worth your time. Good luck on your journey, fellow playground warriors, and hope this video helped you. If you have any questions, feel free to comment or DM me on my Instagram, link below. Anyways, drop a like, subscribe, and next week I'm planning to make a video on the calisthenics pull-up.